In this video, we're going to look at Ole Miss and their quarterback draw against different fronts and how they end up sorting it out up front, and a few different things that kind of gave them trouble through the year and what should give a draw trouble. But right here, as you can see, Tennessee right here is a 3rd and 9, and they had a lot of success with their draws against Tennessee, especially in 3rd down. Right here, it's a 4-1 box. You got the outside back over here. You're going to have 6 guys blocking for the quarterback draw right here. And we'll just show it to you real quick. So what they end up doing right here is they end up sliding away from the one tech. This guard actually slides into the one tech or the A-gap player and tries to get him on his outside shoulder, so there's a downhill run. So what they end up doing is they're pass setting. They want everybody to get upfield. As you can see, there's pass set. They want those guys just to get into their rush lanes. Same thing there. And right here up top, you can see you're getting a B-gap guy. He may be coming upfield and trying to twist or whatever, but he ends up still going to the C-gap. But right here, you can see pass setting pretty tight, letting those guys run upfield, washing them, trying to get them on that upfield shoulder, moving past the quarterback. As you can see right here, the quarterback pumps a little bit. He gets his hips going that direction, gets a little bit of a pump by releasing his hands from the football. And right here, as you can see, watch the running back right here. He just gets a little bit of a delay from the running back. He steps up, he's eyeballing this linebacker right here, and then he releases. And there's that center releasing as well, because he didn't have to double team right there with the A-gap player. So he's releasing to that backer. He's releasing and ends up taking this backside backer. And right there, you can see Corral. There's a lot of space there. He's looking right there for that backer. Probably should have sorted this thing out if it's a 4-2 box. He probably would have gone, this center probably would have gone backside. The running back to the side that he lined up on would probably slide up there to that backer. But right here, so there's only one backer in the box with that little pump. He's trying to get this guy a little bit wider. And now they're going 2-on-1, basically blocking right there. He takes care of him, so now he's looking for the next guy and ends up being this backer filling in. And again, Corral, a lot more athletic than people give him credit for. He's able to get this first down on 3rd and 9. Gets about a 20-yard gain right there against the University of Tennessee. We'll look at a few more looks. Another play here against Tennessee. Again, you can see 4-1 box. There's that safety backside, press corner. Now they're going to take 2 for 1. They're in 3-by-1. There's that backer flush out there. So now they got 4 guys out here guarding these guys. Again, it is a 3rd and 13, so it must have been something that they saw in film they really like to exploit right here, this quarterback draw. So again, you can see they're setting right there, possibly to the A-gap player. Now that center's getting a little bit more on that guy, trying to get him into the B-gap, just like if you were doubling on inside zone. But right here you can see trying to get him to really get into that A-gap. Now this running back, again, he's stepping up. He's just tempoing it just a little bit. Then he's finding space, working up for the most dangerous guy right there. And again, Corral, good timing right there. They never got off of this double team. He must have been pressing it a little bit hard, got a little bit of a slant, all that stuff, so we get a little bit caught up. But right there, obviously with that box, they have an extra guy with the running back, and they're +1 there, so they're able to still take advantage of it and get blocked. Probably want to bring it a little bit more right there by the running back. He doesn't really ever drop his hips and extend, and that linebacker brings it to him right there and just blows him up. But Corral, he's able to make a cut off of it, and you can see that's a ton of space for a 3rd and 13. No twist up front, nothing like that to try to stop the draw. So right there, able to get a body on a body. And now Corral doing what he does, being more athletic than anybody giving him credit for. 25, possibly 30-yard gain right there on a quarterback draw on 3rd and 13. This is a good look of it right here. Again, you can see he's showing pass, got his eyes outside, and then he times that up. Now we're going. The finish for Tennessee, just straight dropping, getting out of there. By the time they realize it, it's obvious he's going to get this first down. There's nobody around. They're out of the box, trying to take care of those receivers. Just get just enough of them right there by the running back, and now they're out in space running. Here's another look here against Tennessee. 2nd and long, 2nd and 15 here. So they end up giving him a little bit of a twist here. And as you can see right here, he's getting the penetrator. There's a looper, getting the penetration right there from the outside and then looping with the inside. So right here, as you can see, that twisting up front is definitely a way to hopefully slow down a draw. We'll look at Ole Miss up front and kind of see what they end up doing. So right here, they're sliding again to that 3-tech. There's the 1-tech A-gap player trying to get him to the outside, and obviously with that twist, he ends up rolling that way. With this guy penetrating, going to the B-gap, knowing that this nose is going to loop around to the C-gap, he's able to penetrate right there, knowing that he can be an inside rusher. That's what he does right there. Gets a lot of penetration. If you stopped it right here, you'd say, man, they really worked right there as far as that twist. Look down here on this other side, you can see he's going to be the penetrator right there, trying to knock people off. Takes 2 for 1 right there, comes in, and setting to that 3 technique actually helps right here with this twist. And his eyes go right there, should stay on right here since nobody else is able to help him. They take 2 for 1 there. For whatever reason, this center, he gets a little pop, and then he releases, and this guard comes off. So it ends up kind of working out. But you'd probably say, hey, let's just go ahead and stay on with that center. It's not release up to that linebacker because we've got a guy for that linebacker, especially if it's a 4-1 box. This guy got out of there. It looked like a 4-2 box early, but now it's a 4-1 box. But right here, you can see that running back again. He does a good job of going directly vertical, finding a space. Just like if he's a running back, we got to find grass, we got to find the daylight. That's what he does right there to get up to block. And good job here by Corral, having a little bit of patience instead of just running into that guy. He does a good job just slowing down, going outside, and then going vertical, which he did a really good job a couple times. We'll see him in this video. But right here, you can see that twist slowed Corral down just enough, because right here, if he doesn't have to go around this, I think he's hitting it right there behind that running back going vertical. He's probably right there. Now he's going to split it, get a pretty decent gain, but right there, twist, slowed him up just enough. Now this other backside twist is able to make a play for a relatively short gain right there, 4 yards on the 2nd and 15. So as you can see, that twist gave him a little bit of trouble, slowed him down just enough so they couldn't create a big play. This look right here is similar to how I would rather do it as far as how we'd set the line right here. They end up setting to this A-gap player. So with this 4-2 box, you just say, hey, these three are responsible for these three. These two are going to take the down lineman. Running back's going to take this backer right here. So we'll take a look at it. As you see right there, B gap, C gap, that's really what you want, just straight rushers. This A gap player over here, he ends up looping over here to the B gap. And with that, now he becomes an A gap fitter, even though he lined up over here. So right here, a good job by the center as far as not just chasing right there when that guy loops. And so right there, now he can just work up to that linebacker. That's what they do right there. And again, you can see this running back, he's stepping up like he's in pass pro. He sees a blitz, that's fine. Bring your hips. He doesn't really roll his hips into it or anything like that, but he's able to get that shoulder on him, get him to go wide. So now Corral can go directly vertical, and that's what they do right there. Get a body on a body. Now they're rolling right there with that quarterback draw again. Explosive play there against Tennessee with that draw. But again, you can see just the moving parts. Those three for those three, no matter how it sorts out, we're going to take those guys to running backs there for that guy, whether he blitzes, whether he drops, whatever he does, that's your guy there at running back. Right here against Mississippi State, you can see, again, 4-2 box, but definitely a pressure to look. They end up bringing pressure here on a 2nd and 3. Don't really have to sort too much out because they're just running straight through the gaps. Set to the A-gap player right here. So that's going to end up being over here to the right side of the center. So right there with that guy mugged down into that gap, now we're just going to basically base that guy. Running back knowing he's having to cross. He's got this backside linebacker over here. So right here, pressure down. Instead of slowing down at all, he's just got to go try to get that outside shoulder. I'm trying to get him again to go outside. That's what they end up doing right there. So everybody's pushing outside, trying to get him to widen. Right there, Corral gets a draw, gets a good play right here on a 2nd and 3, ends up getting this first down. And we'll look back at what the defense is doing and what they're doing right here on the interior. You can see these tackles. They're coming up, they're touching, and they're trying to drop underneath anything for a slant and all that stuff. And then when they drop, they just attack right there. Go, it's a run block, go get them. Right there, we got a body for a body, and they're able to make a big play there in a big game, obviously. Here's another clip from Mississippi State right here. It's a little cut off, but you can see these guys are looping, doing all this stuff. Dropping here, trying to get everybody onto the goal line right there, not allow those guys to have that quick game. On 3rd and goal, pretty aggressive call here for Coach Kiffin. They believe they're going to be able to get in, take a body for a body. And right here, this running back has to make it right there. He's trying to get through this gap. Don't just kind of wallow in there, go in there and be physical. And that's what they're doing right here. They're condensing this. They're doing a pretty good job up front of trying to make that into a difficult situation for Corral to sneak through. But right here, he's able to just find a gap and get through there. There's the center backside releasing up to that backer. This running back's trying to get through that trash, get up to that backer right there, but ends up running into him. Obviously, don't pass up color, be physical no matter what you're doing. And the guy that's unblocked, because that running back got held up, this guy right here. And then right here, Corral, just being an athlete, doing a little spin move, gets to the end zone right there. Really good call there. Didn't quite condense the pocket. You can see that they lose that backside A gap. When he slants in there, he should possibly go into that B gap and not allowing him to go vertical, making him bounce. So now these guys can run it down. Either that or this guy just is running through the wrong gap. Not real sure exactly what's taking place right here. But as you can see, they're able to make him pay right there. Just sneaks through and then is able to make a guy miss, even though he's got a free hitter there at linebacker and make him miss, get into the end zone, kind of puts the game away there in the Egg Bowl. Here's a look here against Tulane where they're in a double squeeze set. And doing a draw or anything like that where it kind of jumbles up the box, I really don't like getting into these squeeze sets, but they end up doing it right here. On a 3rd and 5 down towards the red zone, very similar to the last couple of plays. We're going to run the quarterback. Right here, if you're looking at it as far as the schematics and who they're going to block, there's a lot of guys that can end up blitzing. So there's 1 right there because he's capped, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 guys. These guys really can't do anything because it's 2-on-2 over here. But right there, there's a 7 that can get into the box and try to get in there and make a play. And right here, you can see Ole Miss is setting that direction to the back. The back's actually eyeballing over here backside, and they end up blitzing 2 guys through this gap. Now, I think the running back's probably supposed to have 1 of them, but then there's an extra guy right there. As you can see, guard pushes his guy into those other 2. So right there, they actually have 3 guys in this same gap, and that guard's able to take care of all of them. And there's the running back slipping through, thinking that one of those backers will be there. He's looking around, actually looks back to see what's going on, and then they walk into the end zone right there. But as you can see, a couple guys getting gapped out right there on that quarterback draw towards the goal line. Would rather not condense these sets so that you can be more obvious of who's blitzing and where the pressure's coming from. But right there, they're still able to take advantage of it. They're running a little bit of a smash out here with these double squeeze set, and that's just trying to take those guys wide. Not sure if that's an option. I wouldn't think it would be. But right there, Corral's able to get through untouched with a running back that didn't have to block anybody for a touchdown. Had this look here from A&M because it's a base 3 front. Obviously, it's 3rd and goal, so it's 3rd and 19 here. Not going to really just force this thing down the field. Going to try to get a field goal here. As you see, they're in a 3 front, and we'll let this play just a little bit, and you can see there's the nose. They're setting their roll in that direction. They're going to try to work up there with the center and backside guard. They're going to try to work up there. There's the running back releasing. What's really interesting about this is they start their rush, but then they see there's a chance for a draw or whatever. They know they're a B gap. They want to try to get in there, try to condense that. So he's firing, trying to get into that B gap, making this, instead of Corral being able to go vertical there behind his blockers, he's having to bounce that. Now the angle is not right, and they can fit over the top of that running back right there. Same thing over here with this side. So right there on that draw, with this 3 front, these guys end up being B gap players. So they're forcing this thing to bounce outside. He gets away from the angles that they think they want to get into there with the draw blocking. Now that linebacker's able to beat that running back over the top because he has the bounce. Now if he would have gone vertical, he's probably still getting out of position because he's bouncing outside. But right there, he gets out here. Now it's 1-on-1, just making a tackle right there for 3-4 yards on 3rd and goal. Right there you can see with that 3 front, those guys rushing those B gaps or twist could definitely screw up the timing right there as far as getting that quarterback draw and being able to go vertical behind those guys like they were doing early against Tennessee.